Hi there, and welcome to this 50-second live tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech-related questions. And you can post your questions in the YouTube comments, and I'll take them up. And already I can see quite a few of you. Let me just mute my phones. And let's start the session. And the first question that I got, one second, guys. Yes, muted. And the first question that I got is from Kiran, and he says, "Hello Ranjit, how's the Asus Zenfone 5 compared to the Moto G in terms of display, speaker quality, and overall performance?" Kiran, this Asus Zenfone 5 is a very good device. It sports a 5-inch IPS grade screen, hence the screen quality is actually pretty nice. Though it's just a 720p HD screen, even the Moto G has a 720p HD screen. And in terms of performance, raw performance, I would say the performance is actually very good. In fact, you should just watch the video that I posted today about my initial impressions with the Zenfone 5. There I covered my initial impressions with this phone after using it for 48 hours. Overall, in terms of responsiveness, I would say it's slightly more responsive compared to the Moto G. And also, if you do a lot of gaming, then it is better because some of the high-end games can run a little bit better on this because the PowerVR SGX GPU that is on this device is more powerful than the Adreno 305 GPU. So in gaming, this Zenfone 5 will be better. But in terms of what do you say, loudspeaker, the loudspeaker is a little bit weak. But the earpiece for making cellular calls is very good. And the cellular calls that I got with the Zenfone 5 were very clear. So no issues regarding that. But the slight con that I have with this, what do you say, Zenfone 5, if you compare it with the Moto G, is that definitely in terms of battery life, the Moto G will give you much more battery life compared to the Zenfone 4. I would say if you just are going to use this Zenfone 5 with just a single SIM, it might be okay for you. But if you are a user who plans to use both the SIMs, that is in dual SIM mode, then I would say the battery life is not that great, and you might have to charge this device in the evenings. I hope this info helps you. This second question is from Yogesh, and he says, "Sir, which phone should I buy? The LG G3," he says, "the iPhone 5s, or the HTC One M8, or any other phone? I'm a heavy gamer, watch a lot of movies, and like to do photography. Price is not an issue," Yogesh says. I would say that, as you have said, iPhone 5s, definitely if you want to go with the iOS device, just wait, because definitely we know in September, by end of September, we will be having the iPhone 6. So as of now, I won't recommend the iPhone 5s. It's a good device, but kind of it's almost a year now, and the iPhone 6 is going to come out. So just wait. Between the LG G3 and the HTC One M8, I personally prefer the HTC One M8 because the HTC One M8 is a lot more fluid device compared to the LG G3. The LG G3, because of that 2K display, when you move within the UI, I don't have my LG G3 as of now, it exhibits a little bit of lagginess, which I was not happy, because you're playing for a flagship device, this shouldn't happen. But it does happen on the LG G3 occasionally, and it is noticeable. In the UI, generally it happens. When you run the apps, it does not happen. HTC One M8, you won't notice any lagginess or anything like that. But the biggest con with the HTC One M8 is the camera. The camera on the HTC One M8 is not that great. So if the camera is very important to you, go with the LG G3. The LG G3 has a very good camera. I hope, yes, the issue right now is that there is no perfect smartphone. Every smartphone out there has some flaw or the other. So you have to weigh the pros and cons and then decide which device is better for you. I hope that info helps. This question I'm getting from Vijay Raghavan, and it's a PC related question. He says, which SSD is best for Windows? Vijay, it is very difficult to tell me which brand and model of SSD is the best because I haven't reviewed all of them. I'll tell you my personal experience. I heard that the Samsung SSDs Evo series are pretty good. Also, personally, I had used this Kingston HyperX series of SSD, and they have performed brilliantly. It still works. I have been using the Kingston HyperX SSD now for almost 3 years, and still it works like a champ. So if I were to go buy a new SSD again, I would opt for the Kingston HyperX SSD because the performance was brilliant. I heard that the Samsung Evo series of SSDs are also good. So just check out. And also the important thing about SSD is check with the vendor what kind of warranty they are offering, because warranty is really important. Some offer just 2 years, but some offer 3, and some even offer 5 years. So look at the warranty portion and go with the one. Next question. This is from Rahul Krishna. He says, "Good evening, Ranjit. Congrats for crossing the 100K mark." Yeah, we just crossed the 100,000 subscribers. That's 1 lakh subscribers on our YouTube channel. He continues, "Me and my family are using mobile since its inception. But apart from me," Rahul says, "my father, mother, and sister isn't up to date. They want durable and long-lasting phones, whether it's a smartphone or not. So please suggest me a good smartphone which you have used for more than a year." Rahul, to be frank, I haven't used any smartphone recently for more than a year. Because I have to keep changing the phones, because I do test a lot of phones. But I would say, with all the experience that I had, definitely still Nokia phones have very good build quality, and if you drop them also, nothing happens. I also actually had very good experience with Samsung based Android phones. In fact, my wife is using the Samsung Galaxy S4 now. It's more than 1.5 years, and still it works like a champ. But I did not have good luck with LG Android smartphones. My dad used a LG Android smartphone, and it's just 1.5 years, and it is giving some problems. And I just went to the LG center, and they say that you have to change the entire motherboard. So definitely my vote would go for iPhone. Also are pretty good and very reliable. My vote would go for Nokia based phones, Samsung phones, and iPhones. So choose between them. And also Samsung has actually, Samsung and Nokia have very good service centers in India. I hope that info helps. This is by Satish. He says, "When mid-range phones give such good performance, Asus, Moto, and Xiaomi, still do we need flagship models above 40,000 or above? Or do you see the demand diminishing?" We'll always have flagship devices, Satish. The latest ones, it'll be always there. It's like high-end cars, but it's not like you have to always buy a Ferrari. Even the mid-range cards are actually very good. Same will go with the smartphones. We'll always have high-end smartphones. But yes, these days we are getting very good phones. For example, this Asus series of Zenphones and the Xiaomi Mi 3 have incredible performance, I would say. So if actually, as a consumer, it's a great time to buy smartphones, because now you're getting such great phones at a great price. And definitely it will put pressure towards these Star 1 brands. They have to control the pricing, otherwise, because consumers are also now very educated, and if they know, let's say, an upcoming brand is offering the same quality components like a Snapdragon, etc., and that's costing half the amount, why would they go with the Tier 1 brand? So yes, I see that the pricing of some of the phones, high-end phones by Tier brands, might come down, but again, we will have high-end phones that won't go away. So let me just move to the next question. This is by I am Sumant, and he's also congratulating me about the 100K subscribers. Thank you, Sumant. He says, "My question is, which is better performer, Mi 3 or the Indian Galaxy S5? Okay, and he has one more question. I'll talk about the Mi 3 and the Indian Galaxy S5, that is the Samsung Galaxy S5. I would say the Galaxy S5 is actually pretty good phone. It performed pretty well, but one place where this Mi 3 goes ahead even compared to the Samsung Galaxy S5 is in gaming. I noticed that the Indian Galaxy S5, as it has the Exynos processor, some of the high-end games, when I put them on high graphics settings, in some instance, there was droppage of frames and it was skipping frames. But that was not happening with this Mi 3 because it runs the Snapdragon 800 chipset, which has the Adreno 330 GPU. So definitely in gaming, still this I would prefer the Mi 3 over the Samsung Galaxy S5. I hope that offers. But again, the Samsung Galaxy S5 does offer a lot more options. It has a fingerprint scanner and a lot of options that this Mi doesn't have. It has an IR blaster, etc. So you need to weigh your pros and cons and decide which one is better for you. And I am Sumant also asked, between the Moto G and the Zenfone 5. I would definitely say that Zenfone 5 is a superior product compared to the Moto G. The camera on the Zenfone 5 is better than the Moto G, and also in gaming, the Zenfone 5 is better and a little bit more fluid. Because the Zenfone 5 has 2 gigs of RAM. But when it comes to battery life, definitely Moto G has better battery life. So let's move to the next question. And oops, these questions just scroll. Okay, this is by Gaurav Chaudhary, and again he has 2 questions. The first question he says is BlackBerry Playbook good enough for just browsing the web and watching YouTube? I'm getting the 32 GB version for about 340 dirhams. He says that's around 5,500 rupees in Dubai. Is it worth it? Gaurav Chaudhary, I did have the BlackBerry Playbook, but I wouldn't recommend you that as of now. Instead of that, I would say go with the older version of Nexus 7. That is much better. So that's my opinion. And I think so the older version of Nexus 7, you should be able to find it around that price point. Definitely the old Nexus 7 will be better than the Playbook. And second question is a very generic question. I'll just talk about it, but I won't spend too much time on it. He says, in the smartphone industry, while we are reaching the saturation in almost every aspect, be it screen technology, processor speeds, camera, memory, etc., battery life still remains a major concern. Can't these companies just put a solar panel on the back of the phone to provide long-lasting power? Yes, I hope it happens. I've seen some prototypes, heard that they might have solar panels for charging, but again, it's not very practical because many people work in the office, etc. For example, if you just take me also, I'm in my office daily and I hardly get direct sunlight here. So yes, battery life is a concern, but I have noticed improvements in processor technology. For example, if you just take Snapdragon 800 processor that was on this Nexus 5, the Snapdragon 801 that we are getting in the new phones is far more power efficient compared to Snapdragon 800. So these what engineers or whatever scientists are not just sitting idle, they are working, and yes, they can still optimize stuff. I hope that answers your question. This is by Monu Sam, again a computer related question. He says, laptop having DOS are cheaper than those having Windows. And is it beneficial to purchase laptops having DOS? The simple reason is that the vendor that is from where you're buying that device is not paying for the Windows license, hence it's cheaper. But obviously, if you want to use a laptop, you would have to load the operating system. And if you're using Windows, then you have to purchase the license and it'll work out a lot more expensive. But if you just plan to install Linux, etc., then definitely go with the DOS-based laptop. You can save a little bit of money. This is by Nirvan Agarwal. And he asked me, is my LG G3 back? No, my LG G3 is not back. In fact, I don't know when I'll get it, maybe next week or something. Luckily, I had insured my LG G3 and now I'm claiming insurance on it. The SIM tray actually, the LG G3 SIM tray is very weak. I just put my SIM card 2 times and one of the pins of that LG G3 broke. And it seems now LG says that it's user error or whatever. Must have used 150 phones. I never had a problem like that. And they say that you have to change the entire motherboard or whatever, and it's pretty expensive. But luckily, I had the insurance on my LG G3, so I'm claiming that. So it might take time. And regarding Android, where I had cancelled this, I had ordered the Samsung Gear smartwatch, but Google was just not shipping it, and I got tired of it, so I cancelled the order. I will try to review Android Wear when Motorola releases this Moto 360. Heard rumors that it might come as soon as next month, around late September. So let's see when that launches. And second, and another question that Nirvan asked is HTC One M8 versus HTC One M8 versus LG G3. Nirvan, I think so. You joined late. I talked about it this one also earlier. Overall, I still prefer the HTC One M8 over the LG G3 because the HTC One M8 is a more fluid device overall. I don't notice any lagginess or anything like that on the HTC One M8. But whereas on the LG G3, even the 32 gig version that has 3 gigs of RAM, in the user interface, there is some lag that you will notice. It's not like that's every time, but I would say I was noticing it about 30 to 35% of time. But if it comes to the camera, definitely the LG G3 has way more superior camera compared to the HTC One M8. I hope that info helps you. Let me just move to the next question. This is by Sandeep Sai. Oh, interesting question. And he says, please provide me tips to buy Xiaomi Mi 3 on Flipkart. I'm facing a lot of issues in buying today. I luckily added the phone to my cart and then I got an error. Kindly provide me what to do. Sandeep, I also don't know how to get it. I would say it's pure luck, because I know how much frustrating it is to get this Xiaomi Mi 3. I luckily got this on the, what do you say, first sale when they had. Luckily it ran for almost 40 minutes, but I also was getting this error all the time, and believe me, I just got it at the 38th minute, so I was also just losing it. And earlier it was easier if you tried to order via the, what do you say, the Flipkart application, Android application, but I heard that now even that is not working. So I would say it's just pure luck, and it's a frustrating situation. You want to buy a device, you want to pay, but simply you can't buy. So I would say just, I hope that in the next sale you have better luck and you are able to get it. This is by Ankit. He says, is it important to install antivirus applications on our smartphones? If yes, then which one do you recommend? Ankit, I generally do not install any antivirus applications on my smartphones, because I do not sideload apps or download apps from third-party what do you say, sites, or download or upload pirated apps on my device. I just download apps from Google Play Store. So if you're doing that, you don't need antivirus solution. But if you're downloading stuff or uploading APK stuff from shady sites, then yes, it's a good idea to install antivirus applications on your Android device. This is by Purva. He says, hi Ranjit, I got the same SIM tray issue with the LG G3, but that was when I use a SIM adapter. Question is that now 4G S5 is out in India with Snapdragon processor for 41K. Your thoughts? Yes, the S5 that is a 4K that comes with the Snapdragon 801 is a better option compared to the Snapdragon version of Galaxy S5 that comes with the Exynos, if you are a gamer, in my opinion. In fact, Purv, I heard this SIM card issue with quite a few people. Even I know some people in US had the issue with LG G3 SIM, what do you say, pins. So it looks like LG cheaped out on that, and it's a bad design. That SIM pins are, what do you say, embedded within the motherboard. So if that goes bad, they have to change the entire board. So it's a bad design in my opinion. Let me just move to the next question. This is by Siddharth, and he says, sir, a very good evening to you. Very good evening to you, Siddharth, also. He says, my question is, Sony Xperia Z1, is it a good choice to buy now in this price, or suggest me a phone in this price range which is multifunctional? I won't suggest the Sony Xperia Z1 as of now, because the screen quality on the Z1 is not that great, and also it has major heating issues. I would definitely say that look at the LG G Pro 2 if you want big devices. Even the LG G2 is a better option compared to the Xperia Z1. One more phone that comes to my mind is the HTC One E8, which is actually, I would say, a cheaper version of the HTC One M8. You can also have a look at that device. This is by Srijan Das. He says, which is the best Android tablet for gaming? Actually, Srijan, I haven't reviewed a lot of tablets lately. I have tested. The Nexus 7 is a very good tablet for gaming if you are on a tight budget, I would say. Even this Galaxy Tab S was okay, I would say. So these definitely I would say if you're on a tight budget, stick with the Nexus 7 for gaming. It's a good tablet. Second question, he says Asus Zenfone 4 versus 5 versus Xiaomi Mi 3. Definitely the Xiaomi Mi 3 is the best one among those. Uh, and third question, do you know when Xiaomi Mi 3 64GB variant will be launched in India? Srijan, as far as I know, Hugo Bara commented that they have no plans of launching the 4GB variant of the Mi 3 in India. This is a question by Tech Geek Arman. He says, firstly, congrats on the 1 lakh subscriber mark. Thank you. My question is, he says, first, are AMD processors better for gaming and HD video editing than Intel? I would say if you're not going to put a dedicated, graphic card, then yes, you can go with the APU series. That will be better for gaming. But for video editing, etc., I will not go with the AMD processor. I will stick to an Intel-based processor. Go with, if you are going to do heavy video editing, go with at least a Core i5 processor. But if you can afford, go with the Core i7, I would say. Even the Core i5 is actually a very good processor. For heavy tasks, 3D rendering, video editing, etc., I will just stick with the Intel-based processor rather than an AMD one. Second thing, he's asking about iPhone 6 and Galaxy Note 4 leaks. The Galaxy Note 4 leaks we saw just 2 days ago. The design actually looks, I would say, for the Note 4 pretty good. It looks a lot more sleeker. Let's see when it comes. Let me just take the next question, guys. Give me a second. This is by Harsh. He says, can you suggest me a good dual SIM Android phone under rupees 15,000 except the Moto G and the Asus Zenfone 4? I only need a good battery and good voice call clarity. I would say that I would have recommended the Zenfone 5, but now you don't want that. You can also have a look at the the LG L90. I have already done a review of that. It sells for around 15,500 and the performance of that phone is also very good. Which action game, he asks us, not racing, you play the most on your smartphone? Actually, it'll come as a surprise. I do not do any gaming on my smartphones. The gaming videos that I make, I just do it for you. I just do not do any gaming on my Android phones. I just hate doing gaming on such a small screen. I use my gaming consoles whenever I get time to do gaming. So the gaming videos that you see is I just do the gaming when I'm making that video for you guys. I just don't do gaming on my Android phones. So let me just move to the next question. This is by AI Tech. First question is, in the initial impressions video of the Zenfone 5, you showed a flip cover for it. Did you get it bundled with the phone, and will you review it? Yes, I will definitely review it. I'll try to post a video tomorrow. Hopefully, no, this is not bundled with the Zenfone 5. You have to purchase it separately, and it is priced for 1,599, and it's kind of a smart cover. It has a circle over here, and it gives status information. I luckily actually got this. I purchased this because I got it on an offer. Flipkart was running a 50%, so I just got it for 800 rupees instead of the 1,600 rupees. So second question, he says, is which is better, Xiaomi Mi 3 or the Galaxy Note 3? Price is not an issue. I would say the Note 3 would be a better device, but again, for gaming, as we are getting the Exynos version of Note 3 in India, the Mi 3 would be better for gaming. But again, the Galaxy Note 3 has huge advantages, like it has 32 gigs of internal storage, it has a micro SD card, so you have to weigh the cons. And also, the biggest advantage with the Note devices is the S Pen, and I don't think so any other Android device can offer that S Pen kind of functionality. So third question, he says, will you review the Zenfone 4 second version, which will cost 7,000 rupees? No, sorry, I have no plans of reviewing that version. I've already tested the Zenfone 4, 5, and the 6. Just do understand, guys, 90% of the smartphones I do have to purchase, so simply cannot afford to review every device. It's simply not possible. Let me just move to the next question. This is by Sri Teja. He asks, is the Xiaomi Redmi 1S a good buy at 7,000 rupees? Are you going to review it? Let it launch. I can't comment about the performance as of now. My policy is very simple. I just don't want to comment about the products unless I have a hands-on experience and I have tested them. So yes, I will try to review that device when it's officially launched in India. This is by Anand. He says, I need to purchase a phone for my mother. My main requirements are a good camera. I'm getting the Xperia SP for 11,000. Or is it a good buy, or would you recommend something else? My budget is around 11,000 rupees only. I won't recommend the Xperia SP. Just go with this Asus Zenfone 5. It is big, so it will be easier for your mother to use, easy to touch because it has a bigger display, and also the camera is actually pretty good. Actually, Anand, just check out the video that I posted about the Zenfone 5 today. My initial impression. Actually, the camera on this is actually pretty good. Just look at the some of the pictures that I took outdoors. It came out really good. Uh, this is by UG Roy. He says, please answer me whether the Xiaomi Mi 3's phone FM can work in wireless mode. What do you mean by wireless mode? I didn't understand that. For the FM to work, you have to put in, what do you say, the headphone that acts as an antenna. Without that, the FM does not work. I hope that answers your question. This is by Pratik Chakrabarti. He asks us Samsung Galaxy Core or Samsung Galaxy Core 2 or the Moto G, which is better? Definitely the Moto G. Just go with the Moto G. This is by Satvik. He says, where did it go? Yeah. Is Nexus 7 a good buy at 27,000? And please suggest me some must-have apps for Mac. Yes, the Nexus 5 is a good buy at 27,000, but I don't know if there are strong rumors that we might get the next version of the Nexus, that is Nexus 6. But again, we don't have any idea when it will happen. So, yes, what you're getting for the device for 27,000 is good, but yes, there are strong rumors that the next version of the Nexus might come. So again, you need to decide. And regarding apps on the Mac, I actually do not install a lot of third-party apps. Um, I actually just my primary app that I use on the Mac is the Final Cut Pro that I use for video editing. I just use the stock Mail app, and in fact, I don't use a lot of third-party apps on the Mac. The Mac OS has built-in functionality that is there that provides me a lot of functionality. So I don't need to install. Yes, I do use iStats for because I'm a crazy nerd. I like to monitor the temperatures, etc., fan speed. So iStat is one utility I use, and also for passwords, I use 1Password. These are the two apps that I use externally on the Mac. I hope that answers your question. Let me just move to next question. This is by Yogesh. He says, what is the best phone under rupees 18,000 for gaming and camera apart from the Xiaomi Mi 3? Xiaomi Mi 3 is still the best choice for gaming and camera under 18,000. You simply cannot get anything better. In fact, you can't get anything better if you even spend 25,000. But you can also have look at the Zenfone 5 that has decent performance in gaming. Even the Moto G performs decently. You can go with the 16 GB variant, but you might have to set the graphic levels at medium on high-end games with that. This is by Karthik Sharma. Again, he has two questions. He says, I'm planning to upgrade my desktop hard drive to SSD. Is Samsung Evo 840 a good choice? Karthik, I haven't used the Samsung Evo series, but I have heard very good, what do you say, comments about that SSD. So you can have a look. I actually am very happy with the Kingston series of HyperX drive. The HyperX series are a little bit expensive, but it's been 3 years since I was using one of the HyperX drive, and it has been performing like a champ. So you can check out that, or also you can check out the Samsung Evo SSD. Second question he asks us is, he says, I want to change my smartphone. Should I go with the 1080p display or should I go with the 2K display? I mean, is there any visible difference? Is it worth it, or price or gimmick? To be very frank, the LG G3 has had that 2K display, but from normal viewing distance like this, when you use the phone, I could hardly make out any difference. The cons as of now, I would say, with the 2K display is that yes, the technology will improve and it will improve over time. Is that in terms of brightness, I noticed that the 2K displays are simply not as bright as 1080p panels. And another thing is with the 2K displays is that even the Oppo 7 had the 2K display. Battery life on these 2K displays is a lot worse compared to 1080p displays. So yes, these cons will get rectified in the future, but as of now, I didn't find a huge difference between a 1080p display. In fact, I would say the HTC One M8's panel, what do you say, picture quality, contrast ratio, saturation, etc., was much better compared to the 2K panel that is found on the LG G3. I hope that helps you. This is by Sudhya Ghosh, and he asks, which software do you use to edit your videos? I use a Mac, and I use Final Cut Pro X on my Mac to edit my videos. It's a paid software. This is by Salman. He asks us if the Mi 3 64GB will be available in India. I don't think so. The 64GB is going to be launched in India. Second question he asks us is Note 2 or the Mi 3, which is better? Definitely the Mi 3 is better. Let me just move to the next question. This is by Abdul, and he asks us, I would like to ask you, based on your personal experience among iOS, Android, and Windows, which is your favorite operating system? Again, you are asking my personal opinion. I would say I would go definitely with Android over iOS or Windows. Uh, it's not that iOS or Windows is bad, but for my personal needs, I prefer Android because the way I like to customize the apps, and some of the apps that I use are just available on Android. And some similar apps are available on iOS also, but they do not provide me the kind of functionality that those Android apps offer. So definitely, because I am kind of an advanced user, I do prefer Android just because of the customization that I can do on this device and some of the apps that I can run. Oops. This is by Arvind. He says, best phone below rupees 15,000. Should I buy the Moto G or the Asus Zenfone 4? You asked for the best phone under 15,000. That is this Mi 3. It beats both the Moto G and the Zenfone 5. I would say the Moto G, the Zenfone 5 is slightly better than the Moto G, because it's slightly faster, and also the camera on the Zenfone 5 is better compared to the Moto G. But in battery life, Moto G is better than the Zenfone 5. So you decide what you want. This is by Vinay Kumar. He says, congratulations for crossing the 100K subscriber. Thank you, Vinay. And he says, I'm a bit confused with the Moto X and the HTC One M8. My daily usage will be 18 to 20 hours. Got many negative views about the M8 camera. Yes, the camera on the M8 is not stellar, but again, it's not terrible also, but it's not stellar. Definitely, based on your usage, just go with the HTC One M8, because the battery life on the Moto X, with the kind of usage you're telling, 18 to 20 hours of active usage, the Moto X, you would have to charge it, but the HTC One M8 can easily last you during that time. So my vote would go for the HTC One M8, and it's a beautiful Android phone, one of the best Android phones that I have tested in 2014. But yes, the camera is not that great on the HTC One M8. I don't know what HTC did. Let's move to the next one. Many people are asking me to compare the Zenfone 5 versus Moto G. I won't be making a dedicated video regarding that, guys. Again, I have commented again about it earlier. Just does not make sense to make a dedicated video about it. I would say if battery life is really important, go with the Moto G. but the Zenfone 5 is faster than the Moto G, and the camera on the Zenfone 5 is way better compared to the Moto G. And also in gaming, the Zenfone 5 is better than the Moto G. This is by Sachin Prakash. He says, I'm looking for a budget Wi-Fi router. Which one would you suggest? Just check out my channel and check out the TP-Link budget router. I think so. We have two versions. One is the N150 that is available just for 800 odd rupees, and we also have the N300 version that has slightly higher Wi-Fi range. I would definitely say that if you have the budget for that N300, that's around 1400, 1500. Go with that. It's an excellent Wi-Fi router. I don't recall the model number on top of my hand, so just check my channel. This is by Yuvraj. He says, today I read somewhere that the Xiaomi announced that they are going to launch the Mi 4 in late 2014. I'm currently using the Galaxy S2. Is it worth to buy M3 on the next week, or wait for the launch of the Mi 4? Yes, I also heard rumors that this Mi 4, that's the next version of this Mi 3, Mi 4, will be launching in India in late 2014, but they didn't announce any time frame when. They just said late 2014. So it depends. If you can wait for that much time, wait. Yeah, it has the Snapdragon 801 processor, and it has some more beefed up specs, and also has an IR blaster. So if you can wait, definitely wait. But the problem with this Mi devices is that getting hold of them is very difficult, and there is no guarantee that even if it launches, and this Xiaomi launches only in small batches, you might be able to get it. So that's my opinion about it. So if you can wait, wait. But again, even when it launches, there's no guarantee that you might be able to buy it during those flash sales. This is by Abhijit. He says, which internet connection do you use? What is the speed? And how much time does it take to download 1 GB file? Okay. I use, this is a private ISP in Hyderabad called Beam Fiber. They provide internet using fiber optics. I'm on a 50 megabit line, 50 megabit down, 50 megabit up. And I do get that speeds if the service support, where I'm using, actually I get around 55 megabit. And regarding how much time does it take to download 1 GB file? I did not time it too much, but approximately it takes about 3 minutes to download a 1 GB file. I hope that info helps you. Let me just move to the next question, and it's already around 40 minutes, so I'll be ending this session soon, but let me just take a few questions more. This is by Rishabh. He says, well, he says he's hoping to buy the Zenfone 5, and he says wanted to know the major flaws and cons on the Asus Zenfone 5. Is the battery really that bad? Yes, he says I'm a quite heavy user, mainly YouTube streaming videos. If you're a very heavy user, then yes, you might have to charge this device twice a day. In terms of, I would say, on-screen time that I was getting from morning when I took out the phone from charger 7 o'clock in the morning, and I used it normally. I have, I didn't do any gaming during that time. Using it normally, I have two Gmail accounts on this, using WhatsApp, Chrome to check my YouTube stats, etc., Twitter, replying to tweets, etc. And at the night at around 11 o'clock, the battery life was around 20%. This is with just a single SIM, not with dual SIM. And on-screen time I had was 2 hours 35 minutes. So definitely, if you're a heavy user, you would have to charge this device in the afternoons. In that aspect, I would say the Mi 3 performs very well, even with the very heavy usage. Even at the end of the day, I do still have quite a bit of charge left on the Mi 3. So Xiaomi did a very good job with the battery life on the Mi 3. This is by any Gul. He asks us, is the Mi 3's performance good or excellent? And talk about the camera. Does it have OIS? The Mi 3 camera does not have optical image stabilization. It has software-based image stabilization, but the performance of the camera is actually very good. I would suggest that watch the camera review. I have already posted the camera review of the Mi 3, where I have posted several pictures and videos that I took with the Mi 3. So you can check that out for more info. This is by Shikar. Why are you not on Facebook? I can't find you there. I don't use Facebook that much. And actually, I have a Facebook account long time ago, but I haven't logged in from years. So I just don't use Facebook. I'm not that big fan of Facebook. So it's just a personal preference, I would say. Most of the time, this YouTube just takes my time. So I'm hardly on any other social networks apart from G Plus, because that's linked to my YouTube account. This is by Praveen Balaji. I do get this question a lot. Again, is it safe to buy phones from Flipkart? Yes, it is very safe to buy phones from Flipkart. And I don't know, I must have bought more than a dozen phones from Flipkart by now. Even the Zenfone 5 I purchased from Flipkart. This me, obviously, I bought from Flipkart. And in fact, I also purchased some devices from Amazon.in. So Amazon.in and Flipkart.com are very reliable, and so no issues regarding that. And both of these companies have 30-day return policy. Also, if you get a problem, a defective unit, they replace it. So no issues. You have my assurance about it. You can trust them. Let's This is by Zeg. He says, hey, is it worth to buy the Xperia Z2 right now, even though the Xperia Z3 is almost out? No, I wouldn't recommend the Xperia Z2, because I actually tested two Xperia Z2, and the experience that I had with both of those Xperia Z2 was not that good. The device has some serious heating issues, and it heats up very much. And also the camera, if you use it outdoors and take 7-8 snaps, then it just says, it displays on the screen that it's overheating and shuts down. So definitely I won't recommend the Xperia Z2. You can wait for the Xperia Z3, that might be launching soon. So again, guys, it's over 40 minutes, so I'll be ending this session. I'm still getting questions a lot. It's simply not possible for me to take all these questions. So again, we'll be doing this Q&A session next week also at 7 p.m. India time, and I hope that you'll be able to join me. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video.